good peoples. Let's jump in here to Coin and Coney. All right, so what do we have? Well, we have down 4.16%. So it's 2 days in a row for Coin. And look at this. We were 233, then 257 going back, then 265, and then just a real gradual decline, right? 257, 245, 231, back to 242, 234, 224. So similar. And, we got as high as 2102 in Coney when we were 265. And now we're back in the 19s. Now we're in the 18s and they're down at 224. So they just can't seem to hold anything here, right? I mean, this was the big day going in on uh, the Bitcoin conference, and it just doesn't seem a little more on Misty than on Coney, but Misty was off pretty well today as well. Okay, so let's jump in. No trades were put on, so the cash position doesn't matter. They just distributed it across. Excuse me, peoples. They distributed it across the various treasuries and took it out of just the cash category. So let's take a look at our weekly. So boy, we're in great shape, right? We've got 30,800 basically up at 270 and we're trading at 224. So they're a minimum of 20% to get up there. And even higher. So 20 and 21%. And then the small amount of contracts are written at 1,350 contracts are written at 260, which is 16%. So it'd be a miracle if we didn't win these. But here's what I suggest that the fund managers do. Okay, same thing as Misty. A little different in that Misty had them in one grouping. So let's flip over here to holdings and I can talk about it easier. So Misty had an 88% and it was like something they had sold for 24 and then the other one was very small. This at least is split across two. So they laddered it for a 270 and a 272.5. So together we have 30,800 of 32,000. But look at this. Call it 84 and a half and 88. So I say, now there's a couple of thoughts. Number one, tomorrow is FOMC announcement. So the Fed tells the market whether they're going to cut rates at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. And if you're Central and Mountain, you can figure it all out. I always just, living on the West Coast for many years, I always just talked about the coast times and easily knew how to figure out, who was in Central and who was in Mountain. When you've been in sales and sales management and you have teams and you're selling when you're young, you learn those time zones really well. Uh, okay, so there's the bulk. So why not now? Wait till 2 p.m. Eastern or a little before, but maybe better at 2 p.m. Eastern and say, okay, where are we? Is Coney still below 230 and you got 270s and 272s? Take it off the table. Try to write something out to Friday for 2 more trading days and try to see what that does. I looked it up in Misty and everything. I'm not going to spend my effort because they're not going to listen to me. But I'm going to tell you if I would have been right and if they don't do anything. If they take them off and hold off and wait till Friday, okay, it's not the worst thing in the world. But honestly, what I would do if I took them off is write something for 2 days and try and get some money because let me tell you in terms of money, okay? If this thing drops to 40 cents, okay, and they take it off the table, we're only talking about 700,000. I mean, when you go over to the tab and you look at how many shares outstanding they have, it's almost 40 million. So 1/40th, right? Uh, a million, it's less than $1 million. $1 million is going to get you 2.5 cents, right? Because 40 million is going to get you $1 in payments. So by definition, 1/40th, $1 million in income isn't going to get you very far. Okay, you have to have big money at stake. So collectively, they've got 13.5 here. But if you get 11 or 12 of it and can try to get another 4 or 5 or 3.5 versus a piddly, 700 here and maybe 600 here by half the day being gone, try to go get 4 million or 5 million. So you're trying to get 10 cents or something. I would do it, honestly. I mean, just go out a little ways from where you're at. And if we're at 224, right at 235 or something. Um, right at 240. You're probably not going to get much, but if these things are going to hang around 40 cents and 50 cents, then you can get something that's down from that and get 20 cents. I mean, it just more than you can get by closing, letting these just go to nothing because they're so high up there. All right, guys. So that's a little bit of that. How we doing on the synthetic? Well, honestly, not good. How would you expect us to be doing when we're dropping, right? We're going further and further below 250. Let's look at that, right? I'm saying right all the time. You get it? You see? Oh, that was such a bad habit. Right. Kidding. Okay. So 79 million. Let's look at our chart, right? We were 46 million. We're 79 million. We were 18 million in the hole. We're going the wrong way, right? This one, we were 52. So, it's the decline. But again, this stuff can turn very quickly. Let me see what's happening here. This is the right price. So why? Oh, I didn't drag this down. Or I didn't put it in here. I swore I did. 72.78, 14920. Okay. By gosh, we're pretty close. I gotcha. 1843 and 1840. All right, so we're back normal. Boy, it's just what I needed as a reminder that I forgot something. All right, so you see what I'm talking about over here, right? This one's so piddly that it's probably not going to help much either way. But I think it's important that they consider taking these off the table at, over 90%. And now, if COIN, if coin moves up substantially in the morning, hey, maybe you don't, right? If this thing pulls back so we only have 70% captured. But because we're so far, right? I mean, if it just flew up to 265, then I'd say take it off the table, right? I don't, even if it's 80, right? The result. Boy, I'm right back at the RIGHT. Stop it, Bruce. Okay. So let's look at payments, and that's where the rubber meets the road, right? So we don't have much. So we've got this now $79 million loss. So they got to do something. We're going to get $1. They're not going to hang us out there. Coney's got its anniversary coming up. I think this month is only the 11th month payment. And then September, I could be off by a month. But either way, Coney's going to get there. It'd be nice to see Coney at $20 and do the 100% return, right? All right, guys. So that's what I got. I mean, I wish I had better news, but come on, BTC, we need you. It's not Coney's fault. They They can't make coin go up, but BTC can, even though it's not a pure BTC play. It's close enough. Okay, guys, that's what I got. Again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always check with your financial advisor before buying any securities. All right. See ya. Bye.